Chapter 28. The Vestments. Get your brother Aaron and his sons from among the Israelites to serve me as priests. Aaron and his sons, Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, Ithamar. Make sacred vestments for your brother Aaron to symbolize glory and beauty. Consult with the skilled craftsmen, those whom I have gifted in this work, and arrange for them to make Aaron's vestments, to set him apart as holy, to act as priest for me. These are the articles of clothing they are to make: breastpiece, ephod, robe, woven tunic, turban, sash. They are making holy vestments for your brother Aaron and his sons as they work as priests for me. They will need gold, blue, purple, and scarlet material, and fine linen. The ephod. Have the ephod made from gold, blue, purple, and scarlet material, and fine twisted linen by a skilled craftsman. Give it 2 shoulder pieces at 2 of the corners so it can be fastened. The decorated band on it is to be just like it, and of 1 piece with it, made of gold, blue, purple, and scarlet material, and of fine twisted linen. Next, take 2 onyx stones and engrave the names of the sons of Israel on them in the order of their birth, 6 names on 1 stone, and the remaining 6 on the other. Engrave the names of the sons of Israel on the 2 stones the way a jeweler engraves a seal. Then mount the stones in settings of filigreed gold. Fasten the 2 stones on the shoulder pieces of the ephod. They are memorial stones for the Israelites. Aaron will wear these names on his shoulders as a memorial before God. Make the settings of gold filigree. Make 2 chains of pure gold and braid them like cords. Then attach the corded chains to the settings. The breastpiece. Now, make a breastpiece of judgment, using skilled craftsmen, the same as with the ephod. Use gold, blue, purple, and scarlet material, and fine twisted linen. Make it 9 inches square and folded double. Mount 4 rows of precious gemstones on it. First row, carnelian, topaz, emerald. Second row, ruby, sapphire, crystal. Third row, jacinth, agate, amethyst. Fourth row, beryl, onyx, jasper. Set them in gold filigree. The 12 stones correspond to the names of the Israelites, with 12 names engraved, 1 on each, as on a seal for the 12 tribes. Then make braided chains of pure gold for the breastpiece, like cords. Make 2 rings of gold for the breastpiece, and fasten them to the 2 ends. Fasten the 2 golden cords to the rings at the ends of the breastpiece. Then fasten the other ends of the 2 cords to the 2 settings of filigree, attaching them to the shoulder pieces of the ephod in front. Then make 2 rings of gold and fasten them to the 2 ends of the breastpiece on its inside edge facing the ephod. Then make 2 more rings of gold and fasten them in the front of the ephod to the lower part of the 2 shoulder pieces near the seam above the decorated band. Fasten the breastpiece in place by running a cord of blue through its rings to the rings of the ephod so that it rests secure on the decorated band of the ephod and won't come loose. Aaron will regularly carry the names of the sons of Israel on the breastpiece of judgment over his heart as he enters the sanctuary into the presence of God for remembrance. Place the Urim and Thummim in the breastpiece of judgment. They will be over Aaron's heart when he enters the presence of God. In this way, Aaron will regularly carry the breastpiece of judgment into the presence of God. The robe. Make the robe for the ephod entirely of blue, with an opening for the head at the center and a hem on the edge so that it won't tear. For the edge of the skirts, make pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet material all around and alternate them with bells of gold. Gold bell and pomegranate, gold bell and pomegranate, all around the hem of the robe. Aaron has to wear it when he does his priestly work. The bells will be heard when he enters the holy place and comes into the presence of God, and again when he comes out, so that he won't die. The turban, tunic, underwear. Make a plate of pure gold. Engrave on it, as on a seal, "Holy to God." Tie it with a blue cord to the front of the turban. It is to rest there on Aaron's forehead. He'll take on any guilt involved in the sacred offerings that the Israelites consecrate, no matter what they bring. It It will always be on Aaron's forehead, so that the offerings will be acceptable before God. Weave the tunic of fine linen. Make the turban of fine linen. The sash will be the work of an embroiderer. Make tunics, sashes, and hats for Aaron's sons to express glory and beauty. Dress your brother Aaron and his sons in them. Anoint, ordain, and consecrate them to serve me as priests. Make linen underwear to cover their nakedness from waist to thigh. Aaron and his sons must wear it whenever they enter the tent of meeting or approach the altar to minister in the holy place, so that they won't incur guilt and die. This is a permanent rule for Aaron and all his priest descendants. Chapter 29. Consecration of priests. This is the ceremony for consecrating them as priests. Take a young bull and 2 rams, healthy and without defects. Using fine wheat flour, but no yeast, make bread and cakes mixed with oil and wafers spread with oil. Place them in a basket and carry them along with the bull and the 2 rams. Bring Aaron and his sons to the entrance of the tent of meeting and wash them with water. Then, take the vestments and dress Aaron in the tunic, the robe of the ephod, and the breastpiece, belting the ephod on him with the embroidered waistband. Set the turban on his head and place the sacred crown on the turban. Then, take the anointing oil and pour it on his head, anointing him. Then bring his sons, put tunics on them and gird them with sashes, both Aaron and his sons, and set hats on them. Their priesthood is upheld by law and is permanent. This is how you will ordain Aaron and his sons. Bring the bull to the tent of meeting. Aaron and his sons will place their hands on the head of the bull. Then you will slaughter the bull in the presence of God at the entrance to the tent of meeting. Take some of the bull's blood and smear it on the horns of the altar with your finger. Pour the rest of the blood on the base of the altar. Next, take all the fat that covers the innards, fat from around the liver and the 2 kidneys, and burn it on the altar. But the flesh of the bull, including its hide and dung, you will burn up outside the camp. It is an absolution offering. Then, take one of the rams. Have Aaron and his sons place their hands on the head of the ram. Slaughter the ram and take its blood and throw it against the altar, all around. Cut the ram into pieces. Wash its innards and legs. Then, gather the pieces and its head and burn the whole ram on the altar. It is a whole burnt offering to God, a pleasant fragrance, an offering by fire to God. Then, take the second ram. Have Aaron and his sons place their hands on the ram's head. Slaughter the ram. Take some of its blood and rub it on Aaron's right earlobe and on the right earlobes of his sons, on the thumbs of their right hands, and on the big toes of their right feet. Sprinkle the rest of the blood against all sides of the altar. Then, take some of the blood that is on the altar, mix it with some of the anointing oil, and splash it on Aaron and his clothes, and on his sons and their clothes, so that Aaron and his clothes, and his sons' clothes, will be made holy. Take the fat from the ram, the fat tail, the fat that covers the innards, the long lobe of the liver, the 2 kidneys and the fat on them, and the right thigh. This is the ordination ram. Also, take 1 loaf of bread, an oil cake, and a wafer from the bread basket that is in the presence of God. Place all of these in the open hands of Aaron and his sons, who will wave them before God, a wave offering. Then take them from their hands and burn them on the altar with the whole burnt offering, a pleasing fragrance before God, a gift to God. Now, take the breast from Aaron's ordination ram and wave it before God, a wave offering. That will be your portion. Consecrate the wave offering breast and the thigh that was held up. These are the parts of the ordination ram that are for Aaron and his sons. Aaron and his sons are always to get this offering from the Israelites. The Israelites are to make this offering regularly from their peace offerings. Aaron's sacred garments are to be handed down to his descendants so they can be anointed and ordained in them. The son who succeeds him as priest is to wear them for 7 days and enter the tent of meeting to minister in the holy place. Take the ordination ram and boil the meat in the holy place. At the entrance to the tent of meeting, Aaron and his sons will eat the boiled ram and the bread that is in the basket. Atoned by these offerings, ordained and consecrated by them, they are the only ones who are to eat them. No outsiders are to eat them. They're holy. Anything from the ordination ram or from the bread that is left over until morning, you are to burn up. Don't eat it. It's holy. Do everything for the ordination of Aaron and his sons exactly as I've commanded you throughout the 7 days. Offer a bull as an absolution offering for atonement each day. Offer it on the altar when you make atonement for it. Anoint and consecrate it. Make atonement for the altar and consecrate it for 7 days. The altar will become soaked in holiness. Anyone who so much as touches the altar will become holy. This is what you are to offer on the altar: 2-year-old lambs each and every day, 1 lamb in the morning and the second lamb at evening. With the sacrifice of the first lamb, offer 2 quarts of fine flour with a quart of virgin olive oil, plus a quart of wine for a drink offering. The sacrifice of the second lamb, the one at evening, is also to be accompanied by the same grain offering and drink offering of the morning sacrifice to give a pleasing fragrance, a gift to God. This is to be your regular, daily, whole burnt offering before God, generation after generation, sacrificed at the entrance of the tent of meeting. That's where I'll meet you. That's where I'll speak with you. That's where I'll meet the Israelites, at the place made holy by my glory. I'll make the tent of meeting and the altar holy. I'll make Aaron and his sons holy in order to serve me as priests. I'll move in and live with the Israelites. I'll be their God. They'll realize that I am their God who brought them out of the land of Egypt so that I could live with them. I am God, your God.